rocpodcasts.com.
AirWreckRadio.
Oh, it's so awful. You're going to love it.
Well, here they come again. They heard that things were happening. With mics in front of faces, their lips begin a flapping. They talk about world and local news reports, and even Steph Michaels, cause she's a doggy whore. Corey says, man, it's a goddamn joke. Corruption is abundant and the POTUS is a hoax. Stacy says,
Man, I'd like to act, but Americans are lazier than most, that's fact.
so go get a bowl, a spoon, and some cereal, and sit your ass down. It's time for AirWreck Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking, and thank you for choosing AirWreck Radio. We'd like to apologize in advance if there's any inconvenience caused, but we're going down. It is the 13th day in the first month of the year 2014.
That's the 2014th year
Yeah.
since Christ died for your sins, Corey.
Yes. Okay. And
Specifically for your sins.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, the rest of us are out of luck.
But you're good, Corey.
This is the 36th episode.
Wow, that's 3 times 18. I think I've said that once before. Are you
might
sure?
have. I don't know.
Maybe I'm bad at math.
That's also
I think
possible.
so.
36th episode of the delightful AirWreck Radio. I'm Corey,
Which one's the delightful one? I'm Stacy.
and this is the delightful AirWreck Radio.
Ooh.
As usual, we are coming to you from the Hideaway Brewery Studios. Fake radio doing fake reads for real beer.
Nice.
This week's real beer is a delicious little. I have a fun tip for everybody here.
On the beer. Oh, God. Oh,
Rich, reach.
It's very far away. This week's beer of choice is Young's Double Chocolate Stout in a can. It's got a cool little widget in it, like a Guinness can, and when you pour it, it looks fucking awesome. Also, it's delicious.
And that is a free plug here by Stacy.
Yes.
And in the studio with us is my dear friend, Buck.
Hey.
Hi, buddy.
Wait.
This show doesn't change. Talk into the microphone.
How you doing?
Hold on. I was under the impression that we had Bill Belichick in the studio with us tonight.
Bill Belichick.
Is that not who this is?
I think Bill Belichick's a little busy.
I guess I was wrong.
Just a tad. Bill Belichick's just a little busy this week.
Bill Belichick.
Besides, why do you want to talk to him anyway?
I wouldn't.
2 weeks from now, you won't be so busy.
That's true. Mm-hmm. He'll just be watching his team, going, are they going to win or aren't they going to win?
I'm glad that you know what? Up until this point, I've been very confident about my Denver Broncos win the Super Bowl prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not so confident in the Denver Broncos make the Super Bowl prediction. I didn't know that they were going to have to face an on-fire, under pressure Tom Brady and the cruelest son of a bitch alive, Bill Belichick.
Well, evil is evil, maybe. I don't know about cruel, but he's definitely evil.
Could we fill me in? Because like I said 3 weeks ago, I quit football.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
the AFC Championship game is going to come down to the Denver Broncos, featuring the leisure time gunslinger, Peyton Manning.
Okay.
Who's had a stellar, unbelievable career year, versus the comeback kid himself, Tom Brady, with no offense, half a defense, but a great coach and a great quarterback and
What is the front line?
And pay no attention to the man behind that curtain.
No.
They're going to dazzle you some way.
What? What'd you say?
They got a bunch of injuries on the Patriots?
No, they just don't have any talent.
Oh.
They ended
It
up
doesn't matter.
They ended up trading away or free agenting all their talent.
Oh.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter. I'm aware the NFL likes the New England Patriots, so it doesn't matter.
Almost as much as the Dallas Cowboys.
Almost as much as the Dallas Cowboys. I can't hate on the Dallas Cowboys, though. Their owner actually paid for their stadium rather than taxpayers.
That is the only argument that they have.
I kind of give the Cowboys a break. They're America's team because they're the only team America didn't pay for.
And they're America's ass hat.
That might be true, too.
Bill is not a Cowboys fan, nor is he a Tony Romo fan.
Tony Romo, and I don't think it's fair to hate on Tony Romo.
Oh, bullshit. He didn't listen to the podcast.
No, he did not.
Did he?
Well, here's why I don't think it's cool to hate on Tony Romo. It has nothing to do with football. Dude pulls like the best tail. He's a fucking rock star. But he's not a dickbag about it. He knows that he's got a lucky seat. And he plays it out, man. I can't not like a guy like that.
Nah, I don't know. Sanchez did the same thing. He had that girl from The Sopranos, for Christ's sake.
Sanchez?
Yeah, Mark Sanchez.
Oh, that upstart.
He had the girl from The Sopranos.
Upstart.
Yeah, the difference is he was garbage.
And so is Romo, believe me.
Maybe. I don't know.
Statistics show that Romo, in between the 20s, is probably one of the most effective quarterbacks of all time.
You're here.
Statistics also show that outside the 20s, Tony Romo is the least effective starting quarterback of all time. His passer rating is unbelievable because in between the 20 marks, he cannot be stopped. But he falls under pressure and he falls apart. He just literally falls on the ball.
There has got to be a Jessica Simpson joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure there is,
got
but
to be
none
falls
of
on
us
the
are.
Ball between the 20s. There's something.
I don't know.
There.
She's kind of scares me. Everyone loves her. Everyone's gaga over her. I look at her and I see semblances of the Joker.
I don't know if gaga is the right word.
I'd still bang her.
I don't know if gaga is the right word. Is erect. That might be the better word of how I feel about her.
Isn't that the name of this show?
AirWreckRadio.
Well, it's definitely now the name of the episode. I'm glad we got that out of the way early.
We're going to get no listeners on this one. They're going to get as far as the title and be like, no thanks.
Well, we got off on a football tangent. But that's great because that joke that you're trying to come up with, we will just ask Vinny to write.
There you go.
He'll come up with
We'll give it to him. Hey, Vinny, we have some non-topical humor.
Could you write jokes for us?
8 years ago. Could you please make a relevant joke about it?
I
Bet you can get it done.
I got a joke, and I don't ever
talk into the microphone.
I got
this
a joke.
Sports Wreck.
It is. Why don't you get him a headset?
We're working on it.
He said that for episodes ago.
Do you have any money? 'Cause I don't.
I have an Xbox headset. Probably work. You need an adapter.
There you go.
That would probably work. He'd sound like a 14-year-old little kid, but
I don't even know what I sound like now, so it's probably an improvement.
And this is going to be great podcasting, but I wonder if I can get a Bluetooth receiver and use my little headphones.
Probably.
I wonder if that'd be possible.
You're right. This is terrible.
Well, the reason why we're having Bill in the studio is because me and Bill killed Sports Wreck.
Bill, I didn't think we needed a reason to have you in. Corey was like, no, I don't want him here until there's a reason.
Well, you know how Corey is.
Well, you know what? I wish I could deny that to be the truth. That's exactly what I said.
That fucking lip weasel controls his life.
Tiffany? Don't be talking shit about Tiffany.
Both of you put pennies in the swear jar.
Oh, are we still trying that?
Yes, we're going to try that. Fuck. We need to practice. Pennies in the swear jar. Put the pennies in the swear jar, you filthy.
I don't know what I said.
I don't know. You probably said fuck or shit or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to apologize to you for this opening break of AirWreck Radio.
And to all you Tiffany lovers everywhere.
There's like 3 people that get that joke, dude.
Yeah, but
For the people that don't get that joke, Corey's mustache is named Tiffany.
Thank you. Everybody who listens to a podcast would actually know that too, because I told that story 2 weeks ago on a podcast.
Oh.
A podcast, you say? What's that?
what's a podcast?
Well,
a podcast.
usually what it is somebody has an idea, then they record their voice and post it on the internet. And that's a podcast.
People find it interesting.
Also, it's the name of our new show.
A new show.
A new show. Ding, 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 ding.
You should
ding.
have named it that.
A new show.
A new show.
New show.
Yeah, he's
Writing
right.
down copyright AirWreckRadio. A new show. Copyright. All right. Writing that down.
Yeah, where's
What's
our
a new
secretary?
show about?
A podcast.
It's about a podcast.
It's about a podcast?
Yeah.
The official title, its official given name is a podcast. The podcast. A podcast that's about a podcast.
I like how many times you use the word podcast in there. It
Yes.
really helps it cement it to people's brains what
What
they're
is it?
listening to. I think it's a podcast.
And where can you find it?
I don't know.
On AirWreckRadio.com, ROCPodcasts.com, iTunes, and Stitcher.
It's on the ROC podcast feed already?
It will be as of this episode 3. Episode 3 is going on the ROC
See
podcast.
a little political favoritism going on there. I heard a fancy word for what that is earlier. I can't remember what it was.
That's not even true.
Nepotism?
That's the one.
Nepotism?
Thank you.
Thanks to, yeah, that's it.
You're a nepotist.
Thanks to the
Well, you know,
insightful
if
gratuity.
Corey has to get on his knees for anybody to get us on the podcast, he will.
And I did.
And now he's down on his knees blowing himself.
Through the gracious generosity of the Podfather, Vinny Paulino.
Oh, I like that. The Podfather.
I wish I could coin it. Did not coin that. That is Jay from Mental Overload, the Podfather.
I like it.
Jay, kudos, Jay.
Due to his overwhelming generosity, I am now helping out with the ROC podcast stream.
I'm helping out with it too.
So,
Not that stream.
I'll just put my own podcast up.
That's good. I like it. If I wasn't on one of your shows, I'd have a real problem with that. But I'm not afraid to be a hypocrite.
Good boy.
Yeah, I don't even know what the word means some days.
Hypocrite?
Yeah.
Well, in order to get Webster's Dictionary, all right, no, we're not doing that.
No.
So basically, it's a conversation show.
I think Vinny felt sorry for us because we killed Sports Wreck.
Stand behind that decision.
It's basically a conversational show. Literally just hanging out and having a conversation. Trying to keep to a theme, but you don't keep to a theme. What's the way you put it, Bill? What's the
Ebb and flow.
Oh yeah, talking to the microphone.
Ebb and flow.
Ebb and flow. And I think the moral of the story is just to try to do exactly what me and you talk about all the time, Stace, is encourage conversation. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to your friends. Even if it's kind of silly and you get drunk and get off topic.
And even if you're the only one drinking.
Especially if you're the only one drinking.
Right.
At the elementary school play.
Remember,
Start
Tell
talking
all of
to
your friends there about the little green man in your pants.
and if you are
wanna
the
see
only one drinking, remember you're the only source of entertainment.
People will forgive your unappropriate drinking as long as you're wearing a tinfoil hat, friends. That's true.
as long as you smoke cigars and make a podcast.
That's right. Hey, you don't even have to make a podcast. Just tell them you do while you're wearing a tinfoil hat. They'll just nod and smile and walk briskly in the other direction.
I'm going to the Joke Factory Friday like that.
Oh, great free plug. Joke Factory, 911 Brooks Road, Rochester, New York, inside the beautiful Holiday Inn.
We need AirWreckRadio tinfoil hats immediately.
Well, I know what we're doing during the break.
Is this a marketing option we got going now?
Hey, man, there's always something. In fact, if you send us an email, we're sending you a tinfoil hat.
Yeah, can you mail tin?
We're going to try.
Well, they took flowers in the mail, though.
Maybe we'll have to send them with some assembly required.
Perhaps if we case them in lead. So, send us an email and a PayPal paying for the shipping of your lead-coated
tinfoil
hat.
Make sure you
the
put
shipping.
down your size.
We'll get that to you.
Some mad alchemist is going to be like, yes, they'll give me all the lead I need to complete my experiments.
Yeah, we don't have any lead, folks. So I mean, obviously, this is a gag. We are out of lead.
This is what's going to happen. I'm going to mail Stacy a piece of aluminum foil and see if it goes through the mail. If that's the case, we got a new mailer special.
Tinfoil hats. Get your
AirWreckRadio
tinfoil hats,
branded tinfoil hats.
Oh, we should make them tinfoil iPod cases, actually.
What's iPod?
Whatever, iPhone. You could wrap your gold iPhone in tinfoil so that all the people will see that you are not abundantly wealthy and disgusting about the way you spend your money.
Yes.
And
yes.
The tinfoil wrapped around your iPhone
Also,
will keep the listeners out.
Also, it will help people understand that you are factually incorrect
about
golden iPhones.
Golden iPhones,
Yes.
Yes.
I know nothing about them.
I wasn't incorrect about that. You said that like I was incorrect.
No, I think they figured out that I was picking on myself.
Okay. I want to make sure that they know without a doubt in their mind which one of us thought for a minute that iPhones would be golden.
Oh, that would have been Corey.
Thank you.
And now I know they're just the NSA's golden goose.
Yes. So you were half right.
Half right, half retarded. I get the half thing a lot.
Nice. You're consistent.
Well, if you're going to be anything, bucko, you be consistent. And that's why I do so many podcasts poorly.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to keep that consistency level way up there.
What's amazing is the amount of help you get.
Yeah, to do them poorly. I know. But I'm glad that all my friends like to chip in to really keep this a mediocre show. I'm really glad.
I'd like to quote Strombad, who some people may know from homestarrunner.net or .com. I don't remember. It's been so long. When it comes to disappointment, you never disappoint.
Wow.
Sounds like Chippa.
It's from a Strongbad email. It's a terrific. Check it out.
All right, I'll do that right now while we're podcasting.
No, I suggest you do it on the break.
That was bad. It was good.
I would like to point out that Bill just said things
and nobody.
That me and Stacey heard.
I barely heard it, and I'm right here.
But nobody else heard because guess what he's not doing?
Talking into a microphone.
You should have left that an open-ended thing. Email us what Bill was doing.
Yeah,
so what are you? What
we have to give out another prize then.
Let's pump your show a little bit on AirWreckRadio.
I was trying to do that.
I know, and then we got distracted with great fun poking a badger.
Yeah,
the badger never thinks it's as fun as the people poking the badger. Ever. So you guys, it's an alphabetical arrangement, right?
All right, I knew that was going to happen.
What are you talking about?
I knew it was going to happen.
Why does he do things like that?
I don't know. Because I didn't tell him.
Oh, you dumbass.
We were going to see if anybody picked up on it, that our topics and the title went ABCD.
Well, I'm certain that you have some different listeners.
Well, yeah.
So some of them will be on the inside.
He's more certain than I am.
That makes two of us, Bill.
Well, I know at least one person that listens to this show and not that show. And it's me.
But see how your math is backwards there, because that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody who's listening to that show doesn't listen to this show.
Well, cat's out of the bag.
Well, yeah, cat's out of the bag. You get caught. Well, technically, the only people we would really have to worry about are the live listeners, because it's a recording. I could take it out
a million times. Never seen you take it.
Guess what?
You're right.
I said it a million times, and I never remember taking it out.
Work.
Exactly.
He's not in this for the work, man.
Apparently, I
just
am.
Ends up doing a lot of it. So, it's a censored kind of show.
No, we're going to pick a general theme to stick with for every week.
Yeah.
It's just the idea. It's a jumping off point, or maybe we try to bring it back around at the end, just so that we have a general direction because we're not overly interesting people. So we got to at least have something to talk about.
What'd you boring fucks talk about last week?
Ass hats.
Ass hats.
Ass hats.
They invade my life daily.
That was the beginning of the conversation. It was actually somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
We started somewhere way off ass hats and then made it to ass hats and moved away from ass hats.
Would you like to give the listeners a little bit of funny show audio from the ass hat conversation?
I would love to if I had some post.
Well, obviously, Corey.
Yeah, I'll post some of them.
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit this little bit out. Would you like to make a silence so that it's easy to do?
And that's silence
a funny
right
show.
there. Nice.
People should listen to that. You see that? I came back laughing.
You're terrible.
I know.
God, you're terrible. Oh my God, fuck you.
But there's a silence right there, and you can edit out however you like.
Except for his big mouth in the middle of it.
You know.
Oh, you think they could hear him?
Yeah, I'm leaving it in now.
You think that?
I'm leaving it in now. They will hear him. Fuck that. In fact, now I'm not even going to put what we were going to put in. I'm just going to leave the raw audio.
Oh, listeners, I'm sorry for the disappointment
Yeah,
you're
right.
feeling over not getting to hear a podcast on the AirWreckRadio podcast.
Sorry, we have no production qualities at all.
I recommend that you head on over to the ROC podcast or the AirWreckRadio.coms and find a podcast for yourself and listen to it.
And then check out my show, a podcast.
Oh, yeah, we're back to that.
She's got that Abbott Costello joke built right into it. It's amazing.
Which podcast?
I love it. Yeah, a podcast. That's the one. All right. Now that we all know that.
How many weeks do you think we can beat that into the ground before I shoot myself in the
Actually,
fucking face?
Every time I start the show, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Actually, the first, when we came up with it, he had enough of me after about 10 minutes.
I could see going 10 minutes on that.
I think 10 minutes was an exaggeration. I had enough of them.
Corey,
6 episodes of Sports Wreck ago.
I feel like having both of your nemesis in the same room might have been a grievous error on your part.
Actually, I'm just warming up to it.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Like, yes, reinforcement.
But I'm starting to feel bad about it.
Oh, you got to be like
feel bad
him.
about it, baby. I love every second of it.
Forget about feelings. It's just pride, buddy.
Yeah. That's it. It's the only thing you can hurt, and you do a good job at it.
I try.
Nice.
I put more work into hurting your feelings, pride, than I do into producing news.
Well, that sounds about right. That sounds true to me. I don't know why that rings so honest.
And, it's probably the harder of the two jobs, but he enjoys it more.
I do it to make you strong, man. It's, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I'm probably not going to kill you.
Well,
some passive form of eugenics.
I don't know how to run the board. Killing you is not an option.
oh, wait.
Somehow-
Stace, didn't you know? I can run a board.
Somehow, I got a strange sensation like I should know that you can't run a board, and I don't know why. Yes, callback. All right.
Temporal thing or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Guess what I think I just did on air for the first time? Satisfying gas.
I'm glad that's all it was.
Terrific.
I just shit my pants.
Well,
I doubt that was the first.
On air.
I still doubt it was the first.
this has been a classy start to the show.
We can gas some people out here tonight.
I told you. We got to class it up a little bit, but I still want some fart jokes. That says I couldn't come up with anything funny. I just farted.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that, farting by nature is a fart joke. I think...
Oh, fart in front of a 7-year-old boy and find out if it's funny.
Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Nobody, that's all I had. Do you see how that's not a joke? It's just the setup for a joke?
But that didn't come out of your ass. If you had said knock, knock out of your ass, that would have been amazing and probably pretty funny.
Yeah, but
That'd
we
be more
wouldn't
of
have
a
needed
talent
the rest
than
of
a
the joke.
You don't need a joke if it's coming out of the butthole. A setup's good enough. You're asking too much if you're asking for a punchline from an asshole.
How do we get out of this flattest humor deadpan that we're in?
I don't know.
I don't want to be here.
Climb.
Good reference.
Hey, you know who else stinks? The new mayor.
Oh, is that what we're doing? I thought we were going to go into goofball over there.
Yeah,
I thought we were saving the new mayor for serious.
Rochester didn't learn
Well, then go there. Jeez.
Rochester didn't learn the first time with Johnson.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
no. You did it.
I kicked it.
Oh, I wish you hadn't done that.
I know.
That was a can that was
I
kicked.
know. I kicked it. I can't help it.
Oh.
There's a lot of hate in me today, guys.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Well, you'll pardon me for not joining in on that.
You're a
tell
bigger
you,
man than I am.
I got to tell you, in lieu of that, I'm really kicking my own urge to insert joke here. Since the story that I wanted to bring up that was kind of lighthearted was that goofball Dennis Rodman.
Oh, that one.
See, I could have inserted something there that would have probably got me banned from our OC podcast. If that's possible. I'm not sure that that's possible.
Let's do Dennis Rodman.
Headline from the Huffington Post sports column. Dennis Rodman doesn't give a rat's ass if you don't agree with North Korea trip. It's a, quote, great idea.
What is sending Rodman to North Korea?
Nobody's sending him.
We got to back you right up and stop you.
Because the news tries really hard to make it sound like he's our ambassador, like we're sending him. So nobody's sending him.
This psycho's acting on his own accord.
This is his own volition.
Absolutely. You know what I say? Send him, let him go, and don't let him back.
To continue the story, Dennis Rodman believes that bringing a team of former NBA players to North Korea for an exhibition game to celebrate the birthday of the leader, Kim Jong-un, is a, quote, great idea for the world. And Rodman doesn't seem to want to hear from anybody who holds a different view. So let me fill you in on the story. He gets these players. He goes to North Korea.
This actually happens.
Oh, this is I'm reading a 6-day-old story.
Yeah, this is news that's not happening right now.
I try not to pay attention too much to the real world.
It's a good strategy.
Gathered a team of former NBA players.
Okay.
Went to North Korea
to play the leader in his basketball team. I knew he was
down there
team.
singing him happy birthday before. So
to play great leaders, hand-picked basketball team.
Oh, boy.
A group of Koreans that were all of acceptable height to compete. They were tall? Yeah. Is that what you're saying? He combed the nation over to find the best.
You find me. How many people on a basketball team? 9?
5.
You find me 5 tall Koreans.
Boy, I'm glad he didn't try to do sports track with us.
There's a reason I didn't.
He was bad enough, but you.
They trained day and night. This hand-picked Korean basketball team.
For how long?
18-hour day.
I have no idea.
But did they ever have a basketball in their hands before?
I don't know that. Probably not.
They did, but they ate it.
And you know what? All that hard work and Korean ingenuity paid off. They defeated those evil American bastards.
I can't believe that there weren't guns held to the heads of the American basketball players
that
the entire time.
North Korean basketball team worked so hard and had such a great montage.
What was the final?
Training montage that they beat Dennis Rodman and 4 other former NBA players
that were scared for their lives.
Yeah. Yeah, well, honestly, they probably weren't very scared because somebody probably told them, listen, guys, this is going to be cool. All we have to do is lose. Don't fucking win. Don't do it.
Don't win, you'll really lose.
Could you imagine if they'd have won? The headlines would have read 5 basketball stars were lined up against a wall in North Korea.
Oh, God, I don't think the same thoughts alone. There's other people that join me.
North Korea is a nasty, nasty, mean place, man. It's no.
And if you look at the video of Rodman talking to the press in Korea, these basketball players are hanging their heads in shame. I mean, they all look worried.
The American basketball players.
Yeah. And scared. And they all came back to North Korea after the game. From North Korea after the game.
Uh-huh.
A little perturbed with Rodman.
Really?
And scared off their balls.
Do you by any chance have any quotes from them about...
I would have to look that up. No, I don't.
Okay.
I just heard reports that they were angry with Rodman and scared out of their balls.
I knew you had started with a story. I wasn't sure if you had.
It wasn't out of the story.
When you say they were angry with Rodman, no information as to they felt duped on the trip or anything like that, or what?
They felt that he put their lives in danger.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
All right. Listen, here's a little tip for anybody, anywhere in the world.
He did.
If Dennis Rodman says, "Hey guys, let's go to North Korea," you say, "Dennis Rodman, I wouldn't go to McDonald's with you." Don't go anywhere with Dennis Rodman ever.
I wouldn't follow Dennis Rodman through the front door of my own home.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, Den, man, I don't live here, man.
Yeah, you know what? Make a sandwich,
Den,
take a
down the
nap,
street.
do whatever you got to do. I'll be out here.
Yeah. I really like that the news though tries to tell you this is he's our ambassador, and then
who says
the 20th the news does
the news Fox News.
Exactly. It's nice of you to name such a specific source.
Oh, wow, it's usually.
I gotta take this.
Oh yeah, emergency.
Hello. Yeah, no, I'm totally busy making an important podcast.
It's brilliantly important too.
Yes, Mom. Yeah, Mom.
Oh, it's Mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
No, yeah, Mom. I know. I'm a very
love you, Mom.
Man, Mom. No, I gotta go. I'm making a podcast, Mom.
He's being good,
Mom.
Oh, he's really being good, Mom.
No, I didn't, Mom. No, I will. All right, Mom. I gotta go. All right, I love you too. Yeah, Mom. Yeah, all right. All right, love you too. Bye.
Your mom loves you.
All right, could you carry the show while I text your mom? Thank her for calling.
It's sweet. Your mom loves you,
isn't it?
Yes. My mom, I don't like.
And to finish where I was going with this, all those players came back, and this jackass stayed in North Korea. He's still there.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
I hope they keep him.
They're going to have to. Pretty soon, he's going to get his citizenship revoked. Well, yes, to the listener, as of right now, they cannot do that. But just be watch. Eventually, they'll take that away from you, too.
Gross. Oh, that's yucky. What if they did that? Mm-hmm. Oh, everybody would be like,
what if they used him?
Yeah, I'm saying.
To give them the ability to take away your citizenship if you fuck up.
Everybody would be like, yeah, that's a good idea until we thought about it.
Well, that's how the world works, man. That's how we lost privileges at work because one guy was a dumbass and everyone paid for it.
And when world traveling, you want everybody to believe you're Canadian until you're in trouble with the law. And then you scream from the top of your lungs, I'm an American! I'm an American!
Right, you're just telling me Dennis Rodman, dude. That's completely believable.
I left my piercings at home.
Yeah, I had some plastic surgery done, but worked for Michael Jackson. The news has been
I carry this vial of propofol with me.
Have you seen some of the angry news reports where newscasters are calling him down for not discussing important political issues with Kim Jong-un?
He's not a political figure.
But legitimate newscasters, in quotes, legitimate newscasters are
respected journalists.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that'd be arguing semantics. I'd like to avoid that.
Okay.
You mean that legitimate newscasters are surprised that a man with 6 stainless steel hoops in his face is not discussing politics with one of the most unstable political leaders in the political game at the
Now,
moment.
whose judgment is that he's unstable?
I can't.
I will.
I can't.
We can take a vote, and I'll vote that he's unstable.
Yeah,
Corey,
if we can take a vote. We got 2 out of 3 majority.
2 out of 3.
here.
No, I'm with you. I'm just wondering if you got.
It's unanimous.
He's not stable.
Yeah.
His dad was acting crazy. Kim Jong-il was acting crazy. That dude knew what time it was.
Right.
Yeah.
He knew exactly where to draw that line to get the attention he needed without pissing anybody off.
He watched a lot of Ronald Reagan videos.
I don't know that I know that Kim Jong-un knows that line.
Nope, he lives in pretend land.
He's great leader through and through.
Supreme leader. Corey.
Supreme leader. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
He
I keep
updated
forgetting.
his title.
Kim Jong-il was great leader.
Yeah.
He is Kim Jong-un is
Supreme.
Supreme leader.
Supreme leader.
Supreme.
What comes after him? What comes after him? The
I
Pips?
never saw him once standing behind Diana Ross. I'm sorry. You got to be standing behind
Nothing?
Diana Ross to be a Supreme.
Nothing.
Oh, thank you for. I didn't get it.
No, you-
Sorry.
Now I got it.
I'm sorry.
You dated yourself a little there.
Yeah, well, that's why he calls me old.
Didn't know we were doing doo-wop jokes tonight.
You are working with
bob
Corey.
it, bob it, bang, bang, baby.
Now, I got.
What? Talking to the microphone.
I can't even believe that the U.S. allows Rodman to do something stupid like this.
Well, under what regulation do they have to stop him? I mean, he's
That's the
a
problem.
free human being. He's not a criminal. I mean, he's an idiot, but he's not a criminal.
Which is exactly what they're going to pose to us. How can we stop him? We can't stop him. Well, we should be able to stop him. Well, this is how we can stop him. Take away his citizenship. No, he's no longer an American.
Yeah, well,
That's exactly. See, you just paved the road.
Yeah, and then they do it once, they do it twice, they do it.
3 times a lady.
And then anybody. And then it's overseas. And then it's, well, no, you can't fuck up at home either.
Yeah.
NoFX has a song
We're already living in a military state, man.
that starts with
Very passive.
first they put away the dealers, then they beat and bash the queers, then they put away the prostitutes. It's funny there was no one there to notice when they came for us.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite songs by NoFX. It seems relevant to the conversation now.
Are we
That's-
doing more NoFX breaks?
They're I don't
I'm
always
not
like
familiar
their
with
politics.
NoFX. Who's NoFX?
They're a very politically charged punk band from the early 2000s,
Oh,
late
okay.
90s and early 2000s. They're still out there now, but they're like
Watered down.
no,
Like everything
no,
else?
not at all
No?
watered down. No, it's just
That's why they never made it big. They
it's-
didn't water down.
They just come across a little immature, kind of like Rage Against the Machine a little bit, only like less radio friendly.
Do they come across immature, or did you mature in time?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they got older too.
Yeah.
yeah, but did their
When a bunch of
did their
40-year-olds are
ideals-
singing like high schoolers, it kind of seems like maybe they didn't mature.
right?
I really hate my mom because she made me clean my room.
I'm so sad. That's why I cut me.
Because I'm a white suburbanite American.
Wow, you know more than I use.
Yeah,
Wow.
we get down to some metal at work because
Yeah.
somebody at work likes to listen to metal all the goddamn time. No, I like metal.
You know, years ago when I worked in a metal shop, there was this one guy that
Is the metal shop closer to the mic?
he's closer to the mic. This one guy, he worked with some other guy that was first starting out doing the metal show on one of the radio stations in town, and this guy was the complete metalhead. But I liked metal in the day, okay, but this guy was pulling stuff out of his.
Yeah.
Put a chainsaw on; it'll sound about the same.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that we get subjected to frequently at work.
Yeah.
I've kind of noticed that with any music. Now I've been looking back through history. With any popular music, it seems to go through the same kind of growing stages where like it first comes out and it's kind of ridiculous. It's a little extreme. It's a little over the top. People don't take it seriously. And then it grows into something that's very political. And it usually has a message and a valid point. And then that's when people start to go, hey man, this guy's really fucking saying something. And then they sell 2-3 albums. and go, oh, well, we got to change the formula, so we'll just do that one that everybody else uses that sells.
Next thing you know, Run DMC's out rapping about Skittles and vodka.
Perfect example, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rap is a perfect quantifier of this.
Oh, rap is the perfect.
When it came out, it was kind of folksy and fun and lighthearted.
Folksy.
No. Wait a minute.
I know the way you're using the word. I just
No. The thing
not
about rap for me is this. Okay, rap came out. The first rap song ever was a white chick from England, Blondie. The song was
Susan
Rapture. The song was Rapture. The girl was Deborah Harry. The band was Blondie. That's the first rap song ever. Another year and a half later, here comes Sugar Hill Gang with the Rapper's Delight. Now rap is being embraced by the urban element. Okay?
And it should be. At this point is when rap turns political. When it gets embraced by the urban environment,
Exactly.
rap gets political.
Exactly.
And they start talking about the plight of the city, the plights of the poor, and rising up against that and rising to become better people, getting out of the hood and working hard.
and drinking Alizé and
Hold on.
Cadillacs.
Wait. We were not there yet. You're right.
And they talk about selling drugs because they talk about Pip and hoes, but they talk about it because I had no choice.
That's my way out.
That was my way out. Was to get the cash to get out. Now
Enter East Coast, West Coast gangster rap.
Now enter the white suburbanite kids.
No, wait. Before you get there,
We're getting
East Coast, West Coast. East Coast, West Coast gangster rap. Now gangster rap is all about status, symbolism.
All right. Now enter the suburbanite white kids who buy all the fucking albums.
Mm-hmm.
Ding.
Dang, ka, ching, 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 ching. What do they want to hear about? Not rising up out of the bitches and hoes and 40s. They don't feel the need to be inspired to be rised out of the ghetto.
Yeah, they're not in the ghetto.
They want to be in the ghetto.
They want to be in the ghetto, living the dangerous lifestyle.
But only if they can have a Cadillac.
living that thug life,
Right.
baby.
They want to talk it. They want to go down the street going, "Oh, yo, my nigga," and all that. But you know what? They don't have no street creds because they're a fucking pumped up, stuck up bitch from Penfield.
I then suggest to you rock and roll.
Same thing.
Go back to the Jerry Lee Lewis's and the Elvis Presley early years, and it's very fun, folksy, kind of a bluesy riff. Great, like, rock and roll party music, which is what it was. And then, boom, it got very political. You got into the 60s, 70s, even in the 80s and 90s, rock and roll stayed political. Grunge, fucking, for example, the last political eras.
Grunge.
And now what do you have?
Grunge is not a real genre. I'm sorry. It's not a real genre. All grunge is rock and roll, garage style, garage band rock and roll, reinvented in the 90s. That's all grunge is.
It's all under the umbrella of rock and roll, dude. I mean, it's like saying
grunge was just a bunch of Seattle kids putting their own little name to it.
That's completely.
Well, that's like saying the difference between smooth clad jazz and classic jazz.
Obtuse thing to say. Here's why this is an obtuse thing to say. Everything's fucking rock and roll. Everything. Everything. Country music is rock and roll. Blues is rock and roll. So to say that grunge is not rock and roll,
I didn't say grunge was rock and roll.
To say that it's not a genre is to say that none of the other genres are genres.
What differs grunge from any other 70s hard rock band?
What difference? Country.
How? Because they wear a plaid shirt?
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But there's a difference, right?
A lot of times beats per minute. No, I mean, like, the difference is a mechanical difference.
Grunge is a genre.
Tones and beats per minute.
It's attitude. There's a different. It's just different, man. It's like saying that. It's like what you're saying.
I'm going to tell you,
Led Zeppelin.
I grew up during the 70s, and I'm telling you, grunge is no different from the 70s.
I'm not saying that it's better or worse.
I'm not saying it either. I'm saying it's no different. Period.
All right. Well,
they put a new name to it.
Other than it happened in a different era and a different area from different people.
Right, and they put a new name to it.
It's got a similar sound, but like he's trying to say, if you take a lot of old blues tunes and a lot of old country tunes and speed the blues tunes up, they turn into country tunes. They have a similar sound. That doesn't just generally mean they're not a different.
So.
What I'm trying to say, which really doesn't broach argument, is that you can't discount a genre of music based on your personal preference. You have to understand that many, many people refer to it as a genre. Therefore, it has to be you don't have to, but you have to understand that other people do. Your disagreement doesn't make it true or not true. Grunge is a kind of music. It's a very specific kind of music. When you say grunge, at the very fringe, you're talking about Green Day. In the mainstream, you're talking about Nirvana. You're talking about Pearl Jam. And those are two really big-ass bands, but they're not the only bands in the genre. Genres are all, it's just a part of rock and roll. And that's what a genre is. Rock and roll is a broad spectrum thing. And it's all very broad spectrum things. It just doesn't have it's not like there's dividing lines
and
where one thing is
super zony when I use the word grunge. So I want to back up the last 10 minutes of audio and unuse the word grunge. Is that possible now? Because my point was, and now you look at rock and roll now, and it's mostly formulaic, used over and over again to sell records to suburban white kids. Just and the next form of music that comes up behind it.
Anymore, man. They just download things.
Well, that's what I mean.
Somebody still gets that money.
Yeah, somebody's still getting fucking paid. You know what I mean? And no matter what comes up behind it, is it EDM? Is that going to be the next big thing? The electric dance music?
I think that already was the big thing.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know. I know it had a stage.
EDM?
Yeah, electric dance
music. Is that an acronym people use?
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I hate it.
And this guy over here is going to argue, that's just disco. You're right, it is. But whatever.
I would have argued techno.
Okay. If one fucked the other, they would have EDM.
Neat.
Dirty.
That sounds kinky with half a lot of pubic hair and half none whatsoever.
Oh. I like the half none whatsoever.
Well, then you're not going to like the disco party.
It's like sticking the soft side of Velcro against the wall.
I lived through disco. The only good thing about that was quarter drink nights.
And the overflowing use of cocaine. He like how he glances over his favorite part.
What are you talking about?
Overflowing use of cocaine.
Does it need to be talked about?
Yes, it does. And do you know why?
Because you want it.
Because I will exploit you for fucking content. That's why. Think I won't.
Shall we go to break?
Only on the grounds that I have to pee.
Fair enough. Me as well.
All right. So let's go to break. When we come back, we'll get into the headline news.
Salutations, ROC podcast listener. I'm here to tell you about my show, the Shoot to Thrill podcast, featuring yours truly, Marcus Cox, the fanciest newsman in all of Rochester. There's also some other people. Join us every week to hear me, Rochester's best-looking newsman, Marcus Cox, and those other people whose names don't matter, as we entertain you with lovely segments like The Creep Off and The Fancy News, brought to you by me, Marcus Cox, the most entertaining newsman in Rochester. Not some bum like that Don Elhart. Anyway, listen to Shoot to Thrill on rocpodcast.com, iTunes, or on your mobile devices via the Stitcher app, which is short for the word application for you lesser educated peoples.
Hey, Nikki.
Hi, Corey.
How can you tell a lesbian is a butch?
That's easy. She kickstarts her vibrators and rolls her own tampons.
This has been Girl News. Thank you.
Welcome back to AirWreckRadio. It's time for us to start headline news, but before we do that, quick, like us on Facebook, tell your friends, Facebook.com/AirWreckRadio.
And that's a great thing, but I have a little addendum to make to that.
Okay.
We really need the people to roll out to the Stitcher and the iTunes to give us those positive reviews.
Yes, you're right. Please, friends, go to the iTunes. Give us a positive review on iTunes if you listen there. If you listen on Stitcher, all it takes is a thumbs up. You're already listening. Why not roll the dice and see if Stitcher keeps working after you thumbs up our podcast?
Make sure you do us and ROC podcasts.
Yeah.
Got to do both us and the Big Daddy Stream.
You don't have to, but we would like it if you did.
I'm pretty sure that I just told them they had to.
All right, you have to.
Yeah, do it.
Do it now.
And Twitter. Please make my Twitter happy.
How do they do that, Corey? I'm not sure I know.
It's been 36 weeks. You still haven't figured out the goddamn Twitter thing,
It's been 36 weeks. You still haven't figured out that I don't do Twitter well.
But you do.
Oh, there's 3 people sitting at the table, and those 3 Twitter handles are as follows. At CW Payne. At AWR Stace Ghost. And at Buckpoint. But most importantly, and above all, you must follow the 4th and most important at AirWreckRadio.
No, not .com. That's for the .com.
That's the .com. You can also do that if you want to hear us. www.airwreck.com.
That was a weird plug for AirWreckRadio.com.
Because I didn't want to do the fucking website, and he threw it in there and made me do it.
I twisted his arm.
So that now, you know I'm a plug whore. I'll be happy to plug anything. But
usually something that we don't want to see plugged. You know.
You would love to watch me plug something, and you know it. Fucking the brazen stallion over here.
Oh, fuck it.
Oh, the attitude in the room's conducive to dick jokes, and now you don't want dick jokes. The fuck's the matter with you?
All of a sudden, he's got high and toity on us.
I could do both. Well, which one do you want? Do you want classy, or do you want jokes about this guy's vagina?
Can I have somewhere in between?
How about headline news?
Thank you.
All right.
That's exactly right.
Headline news.
It never goes smoothly. But the live listeners get it, and the worst part is the recorded listeners never get it. But headline news clip never goes smoothly like it does in the podcast.
And that's what Be Real would be for.
We're back to Be Real.
Bloopers, man.
God
that's why they
damn it.
call it Be Real.
Fuck you and your Be Real. Right now I'm
and
breaking
C is
down.
for sadness.
Stace, you and me will get a fucking reel-to-reel, and we'll just set up. Let it run.
I'm sorry, a reel-to-reel?
Yeah, because I'm old, and we'll just let it run in the background, pick up everything.
This guy would rather cut the audio with scissors. I'm not joking.
I gotta say, man, I'm with him on this. It kept cool as much as
Hey, it worked for fucking 40 years, man. I'm sorry.
Is 40 years the benchmark to greatness? Though? I'm pretty sure that, like...
No, it's the benchmark for my intelligence.
The benchmark for my greatness, God damn it! It worked for 40 years. Well, fuck, slavery worked for thousands of years. But we've come to decide that it wasn't the best system.
I'm not going there.
Do you know what else worked for thousands of years?
Yeah.
Monarchies. Guess what we've come to decide?
Dictatorships.
Oh, no, we still like those. Sometimes we hide them with campaigns and elections, but we still like
cord's
those.
too tight. It's making me nervous.
Ooh. Are you afraid we're going to break it? Don't push so hard. There you
That's
go.
the first time you ever said that.
Squeeze, baby, squeeze. This was supposed to be headline news. Do you have any headline news? Or
I do. Are we going to start headline news?
I already did. You didn't start talking, so I did.
You were pushing buttons.
Buttons got pushed. The buttons are now done being pushed. We're in fucking headline news. Did you hear the noise that said headline news?
Yeah,
Did you
usually
hear
when you push buttons, it means something's about to break. And tonight it did. And now
show.
it's time for headline news. Tonight in the headlines, 300,000 West Virginians are without tap water.
What?
Have you heard this?
Oh, I'm glad that he has it. You tell him exactly what's going on.
Yeah, because I didn't hear this.
I have.
A water treatment plant. I actually don't know specific facts about this one.
You nailed it.
A water treatment plant had a breach of some sort, and it leaked a whole bunch of nasty water treatment shit into the water.
This is
In the drinking water supply.
Yes.
This is to the best of my information as of the moment, and I don't claim this to be factually perfect. But as of I know of this moment, it was the chemicals that they use to clean the charcoal that cleans your water.
Oh.
Your water's main purification system is
charcoal.
Is charcoal.
Yeah.
They have to clean the coal periodically or it molds, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that chemical is what leaked into the water.
Into the main drinking supply.
Into the water.
So for
Fucking
I think-
water.
I think I heard 9 days now, but it might have been as many as 15.
Yeah, those are the numbers that I heard too. Both of those.
West Virginia, and by Wednesday it won't matter anyway, which number's right. 300,000 West Virginians without tap water. So no showers, no laundry, no cooking.
They have no water at all. They can't even boil what they got.
Nope.
No. Okay. Here's the problem
This
with the
isn't
boil.
bacteria. This is a chemical.
There's the
Oh,
problem with the
wow.
boil. It's not an organic thing. It's not just going to die at 212 degrees.
If they had stills, perhaps they could still it out
Distill
of
it,
yeah,
yeah.
but guess what's illegal?
stills.
Distilling.
Distilling.
Jeez, thanks, our government.
Well, in their defense, there are some very good reasons for stills to be illegal. However,
Because they make great big booms.
peanuts kill people too. So
yeah. Do you know what makes an even bigger boom than a still?
Yeah.
A meth lab.
Thank you.
none of those things have to do with why West Virginia has no water. Imagine what do you do?
I don't know. You go to the stream and
You know,
start boiling
I've
water?
heard-
or
fuck
you
no,
go to
no,
the
Go
river?
to, well, maybe you can do
The river?
You could try that.
I'd like to point out that all the stores in the area are out of bottled water.
Of course.
She nailed that. We have the peanut gallery in the background.
Says you
Order it
order
online, and she's hit the nail right on the head. Amazon order for waters went through the roof.
But I want water now. Now, Daddy.
Undoubtedly, I heard the water was so caustic as to destroy human skin.
Really?
Is that right?
That people who took showers in this before they found out,
We're melting like the witch. of
well,
the
it
West.
makes it's just like hydrogen peroxide.
Well, wait a minute. I gargled with hydrogen peroxide.
Okay, what you gargled with is 0.01% hydrogen peroxide. Now, if you have exposure to about 11% hydrogen peroxide, which is a heavy-duty cleaning,
You remember that scene
level?
in the first Batman movie where the guy lost his whole skin and face? Yeah, that.
that would be like a level 30 hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah.
Okay.
A level 11 hydrogen peroxide would literally takes every drop of moisture and oil out of the top layer of your skin and makes it flake off within an hour or so, and exposes just pink claw of a hand that you used to have. And now I explain to you that I'm speaking from personal experience.
Now imagine that's your shower.
Exactly. That's how bad. That's how caustic I heard this was.
That's not good. Not good.
That's pretty terrible.
And it's even, and that is what you dye your hair with, peanut gallery, and that is 0.03% hydrogen peroxide.
I'm talking, you're not on a mic.
Yes, peanut gallery. There are different concentrations of hydrogen peroxide based on your use.
We need one of those microphones that the lost cosmonauts have run to a separate recording device so that
Just
when
a
we need it, we can have it
There's
without.
a unidirectional room ambient mic.
Yeah.
We could hang a boom mic.
Yeah, we need one of those so that when this kind of thing happens, we can just edit it in from another computer.
And either of one of our smartphones would be capable of handling that little bit of audio.
Really?
Not
Yeah.
my smartphone.
You don't have a smartphone. You have a BlackBerry. You have, like, all right, if Homo sapien is like what we are, He has Homo erectus. He's like 2 fucking steps down the fucking evolutionary line.
That's not fair, man.
Life's not fair, man. What are you talking about?
BlackBerry is what inspired
Everything.
rich CEOs to be like, this shit sucks, and make a better phone.
And Homo erectus is like the first proof we have of human beings being like, this fucking sucks, I'm building a tree fort. This blows, I'm building a shelter, and I'm going to give me a fucking stone, and I'm going to smash some shit with it, and then I'll make other shit.
But where are you going to get your water when the tap water is no good?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Now what are you
that's
gonna
the
do?
question. Now, I guess the best thing you can do is call your neighbors out into the street, right? Somebody's got to lead the charge, right? Call your
No
neighbors
one's
out.
got any water, though.
Call your neighbor. We know nobody's got any fucking water. We're going to get together and we're going to problem solve.
You go
And
out
this
your
is-
front door, you go, hey, you got any water?
No.
You
What are you
call-
going to do about it? I don't know. What are you
call
going
your
to do
neighbors
about
into
it?
your front yard, you get up on your soapbox, and you tell these people, you say, people, we're in a serious situation. We have no fresh drinking water. If it were to rain, we could boil and purify rainwater to sustain us. But this is where, Stacy?
West Virginia.
And I don't know that rain is in the fucking forecast.
Well, you just dropped 3 feet of snow down there about a week ago.
Oh, there's snow? Fucking that solved the problem. But let's get together, take our shirts off, especially the women, and let's have ourselves a good old-fashioned rain dance.
I'm ready for this one.
We're going to rain dance around my house and beg the gods for the return of the rain.
I like your imaginary scenario. I'm curious to know,
And I'm
however.
going to videotape this said dance with your shirts off, especially the women.
Survivor's gone wild. You'll never believe what these bitches will do when they're suffering from some serious dehydration.
What they'll do for 10 ounces of water. 10 ounces of water, they'll sign their life away.
Oh my god. Trademark AirWreckRadio. We just got ourselves skits, sir.
I'm curious to know, though,
Girls Gone Apocalypse.
what would you actually, because, like, I mean, picture what's going on here. Restaurants are closed.
Yep.
Because they can't wash their hands.
Or
Also,
make
they
ice.
don't have anything to make ice or boil anything in or clean anything in.
And in fact,
Except charcoal. If they have charcoal, they got something to clean charcoal with.
A lot of their
Yeah, but I mean,
equipment-
you can't clean utensils. You can't clean your hands. You can't prep food.
Mm-mm.
and on top of all of that, a lot of your equipment's going to be destroyed because what do you think this is going to do to rubber? And plastic.
Sure.
Ice machines.
Feed it away.
Coffee
man.
machines with an auto feeder.
You know what West Virginia needs? Hemp products to replace all that busted ass.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
I like that segue, sir.
Nice. Nice.
You know who else thinks hemp is a good thing?
That
would it be
me.
fuck Cuomo?
It would be AK-47 FUC AK-47K
Cuomo.
Cuomo. I hate those stickers so badly.
What the fuck was all that?
That's what those stupid stickers are you see on people's stupid windshields.
You haven't seen those?
I didn't know what they were.
It says fuck Cuomo, but it's using AK-47s because it's about gun control.
Ah, now I got it.
You're welcome to not like gun control all you like. I don't see why we need to be swearing on our windows about it.
Gun
For my children
gun
to say,
control
what
is
does
a
that
joke.
mean?
Gun control is a joke because criminals will always have guns.
All right, Bill, I want to explain to you something right now. You're sitting in a room full of rational adults who understand how logic works.
Oh,
And I'm pretty sure that our listeners at this point are abreast of how at least our logic works. Nobody's going to fucking argue with you that guns in the hands of the good guys is not good, and that guns in the hands of the bad guys who don't give a fuck about your gun control is like
Bad.
Like,
Bad.
yeah, they don't give a fuck
Bad guys with guns is more bad.
than good guys with guns.
Yeah.
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 Thank you for doing that cute AT&T kids commercial
welcome.
thing. Thank you. And everybody at this table understands that.
Gotcha.
I think everybody in the country fucking gets that concept. I really do.
I really want to know what you would do with no drinking water for 15 days.
I don't know.
You're the one who segued off of that.
I know. Back to the snow.
Yeah,
they got 3 feet of snow.
Hemp.
Here's what you do.
You
real
got 3
quick.
feet of snow.
Here's
You're
what
gonna
you
have
do
to
real
make
quick. And if you're a quick thinker, you'll probably be on top of this. You run to Google. You do a 30-second research as to what your local municipality's water district is. You see how far that reaches?
Most people had to drive 40 minutes.
And then you travel outside of that. Most people had to travel 40 minutes because those were smart thinkers. They said, well, if the water's not here, we'll do as our ancestors did and go where the water is. Ta-da!
And
fresh drinking water!
Now, these people live in West Virginia, an area that is a very dense populated area.
I'm sure there's a lot of poor in West Virginia.
What I'm saying is, like, these people had to drive 40 minutes. But here, you would have to drive maybe
an hour, 2. Syracuse,
you'd probably have to, because Monroe County Clearwater runs a lot of water around here.
That's right.
Listen, you segued into another story and then brought it back, so we're on it again. What the fuck happens if this happens in New York City?
That's what I mean.
New York City.
What the fuck if this happens in New York City?
People travel all the way to Albany.
Who?
From New York City
How
for
many
drinking
people
water.
is that, Bill?
400 million.
Millions.
That's not correct. 400 million is completely incorrect. No, I made that up.
That's way too big.
Completely wrong.
There's millions of people in New York City.
I'd be willing to stay. My guess, you're going to look it up?
I will.
My best guess is 60 million.
I'm going to go 10.
I'm going
10 million on the island of Manhattan. Period.
Oh, you know what? Stace, we're fine into that. Island of Manhattan, because I'm sure they've got their own municipality for water supply.
Absolutely. Manhattan, 10 million people.
Restrict that search to 10 million people. Anyways, what the fuck happens if 10 million people have to mass exodus through that infrastructure?
Through 6 bridges.
Through that infrastructure? 6 bridges and 2 tunnels?
Yes.
How many
6 bridges and 2 tunnels.
4 times 6.
Okay.
20, 24.
Plus
24.
Plus the 8 for the tunnels.
Tunnel.
There's 2 tunnels. One to
2
Jersey.
tunnels. 2 tunnels.
One to the other side.
Right, so 2 tunnels. I don't know how many lanes the tunnels are, but
4.
I'm going to assume they're 4.
4 each way.
Oh, each way?
There's no way, dude. There have to be.
Moving on. A lot of
we're
lanes,
conjecturing
but not
about
enough
traffic.
for 8.3 million people.
In the island of Manhattan?
I was close.
New York
10.
City.
I said 10 million.
New York City?
Yeah.
All right, I was way over.
And I said 10, and he said 8.3. I was pretty fucking close.
Either way, where are these fucking people going?
Yeah. Albany? Good luck.
A lot of nowhere.
Especially once all the fucking airports are shut the fuck down and all the fucking roadways are blocked. Ready? All the roadways are going to be blocked with buses and cars. The trains will be the subways will be, oh my God, you'll die in the subway stations. As many people will be trying to get on the subway out of town to get into Jersey.
Yeah.
Holy hell. And then the airports get shut down. Interesting little thought there. Guess what you're going to need in an airport? Water.
Yeah.
There isn't
especially
any.
in the middle of January. Let's say it happened in New York City in January. What do they use to de-ice the plane, Stace?
A chemical compound based on water.
Sprayed through water.
Straight through hot fuck water.
Yeah.
That would eat the plane.
It's not working. This is not working.
And melt the rubber off the wheels.
I had I think I had a dream the other day, or I had a thought that really stuck with me the way a dream does. And I had, what if like they announced that, all citizens shall report to their FEMA designated tents.
Oh, John,
Don't
really?
do it. Don't do it.
I didn't realize I was talking to John now.
No,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
but I mean, what if don't do it means you're an outlaw and will be shot on sight? Then what?
Well, then you get a gun and you
All right.
shoot back.
Let me
Then
twist.
you're dead.
Let me throw
Yeah, well.
science
Then
fiction.
You're dead anyway.
No, that's
you're
fine.
dead anyway.
You're welcome to say that, but then
You're dead anyway.
So you're dead
the minute
earlier.
you get in a FEMA trailer, you're dead.
So you're saying you're dead by choice, so your opinion from here on out is the opinion of a dead man.
Probably.
All right,
Okay.
let me throw some fucking sci-fi ass weirdo, you didn't see this coming kind of twist at you.
What if it turns out that it's just the water was poisoned for a couple of days, and they just want
And
to make sure you get
FEMA
a
was
fucking-
actually trying to help you.
And now your ass is dead because you were a dick. Like, at what
Thank you
point
for
do you not be a dick?
all of a sudden you decide,
But see, through my experience,
I got a great-
I'll never believe that our government is trying to help me.
Yeah, but through
And then
my
you
experience
say-
in this imaginary scenario, I got a hot shower, and then they let me go back home. And your ass is dead because you didn't listen and just
Because
follow the
a
instructions.
hot
I'm
wave
not
came
saying-
through town and evaporated the water supply, and then it rained poison, fucking
Snakes.
melting rain
poison
on
snake.
you.
It rained poison snakes, and FEMA was there to save you from this scenario. And you said,
And then
"Hey,
there's-
FEMA."
and then there's just a cutscene.
I'm gonna need more of what you're smoking, man.
And then there's a
need a lot
cutscene
more.
to an open field with like 17 people scattered about it in small groupings, just getting rained on and fucking screaming as blood melts into the fucking soil.
You went a little deep on that. Got dug right in there, man.
Grab a shovel, we'll dig them out.
And writing this down.
But listen, this is one of those scenarios. What we're talking about here, sure, it happened in West Virginia where people could drive a 40-minute drive.
West Virginia.
But what if it did happen in New York City?
Right.
In New York City, the FEMA people would fly in on helicopters with fresh water because you couldn't evacuate New York City for water. You just couldn't do it. It completely logistically impossible. So
Granted.
the FEMA tents would be set up. And they would say, report to your FEMA tent and get your ration.
You really wouldn't have a choice.
You really wouldn't. But some people would exercise that choice that you would have
No,
exercised.
here's exactly what happened. 99% of people would fall in line because you don't have a choice. Maybe 1% of fucking psychos are going to go, fuck you, the FEMA's going to give you the fluorinated water and control your mind.
So,
Thank you for your service.
But to defend his point, what if it's because they're looking for like one terrorist and they want everybody to then maybe your situation is a little different, but they're not going to tell you what's going on.
But you know how long this would last?
No.
Right up until FEMA ran out of water. Which would happen when?
Pretty
Eventually.
fucking soon.
Quick. Eventually is probably quick. Right, and at that moment, FEMA, listen, at that moment, the Army would have a serious problem on their hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not going to count the Air Force and the Navy. We're just saying the Army would have a serious problem on
Honestly,
their
it's
hands.
better from a person on the ground's point of view to not count the Air Force, because if the Air Force comes in, it's
Oh,
over
it's a wrap, dude.
very quickly.
It's over,
It's
dude.
done. You can't stand up to planes. You
No,
just-
you just can't do it.
stupid to even think that maybe
you can't even
ever
kiss
could.
your ass goodbye in time.
No, and hey, man, that's the power I have in the world's mightiest army. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. No fighting the Air Force.
In
It's like
Saturn
fighting
news-
Hulk.
In sadder news,
In
hemp
sadder
is a
news.
good thing in New York. Pulling back the segue.
Japan's Suntory adult beverage company has bought the U.S. liquor maker Bean Corporation.
Really?
As in Jim?
Jim Bean, yeah,
No shit.
Yep. for $16 billion.
Well, I don't want those goddamn slant eyes making
So,
my goddamn whiskey.
Wait a
I
minute,
tell
wait a minute.
you.
Jim Beam whiskey is now made by
Me neither.
Japanese corporation?
Yeah.
Do you think anything's going to change?
Probably not.
Probably not, but
No, the Japanese are intelligent businessmen, and they're going to look at the numbers.
That's a racist statement.
All right.
Is it? You can't just say they're all intelligent business people.
All
Well-
right. I'll stand behind that racist statement.
Okay.
And they're going to look at the numbers, and they're going to say,
I knew a
wow,
Japanese guy
these
that pissed in a
Americans
mop
sure like
bucket
two
and watched
things.
the floor.
It was Justin Bieber, dude. He's not Japanese.
These
Who?
Americans like two things. They like fucking whiskey, and then like shit made in America.
And TVs. Big TVs made by Toshiba!
We're going to fucking leave this formula of success alone since we just bought American-made liquor from the biggest consuming market ever to exist in our tiny
world. In our world.
Tiny. You didn't let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
In our known tiny universe. Gotcha. Yeah. So fuck you and your world statement. I raised you fucking
Universe.
a lot.
Oh, so you're saying in the solar system and beyond?
Because there's no
The
distillers.
shit that our tiny little shit mind understand.
In
'Cause
the
you know
reality
that-
you're getting really deep over.
Yeah, you know them red moonshine distillers on Mars aren't competing with Corey now.
Well, that's good because there's only one robot, and he's got a lot of picture taking to do.
They
I'd hate to see him wasting time getting drunk,
they got
Especially
builds
when
a still.
we can do it for
they
them.
have absolutely no known organic material in which to ferment into alcohol. But past that,
Whoa.
red dirt moonshine would be delicious.
Here's the thing, man. We got Wally on fucking Mars right now.
We do have Wally.
he's still there.
He's somewhere between. You forgot,
What's he
10th
looking for?
birthday.
Listen, what's he looking for?
Really?
What's he looking for, Corey? You know.
He found it.
What?
Water.
He found water.
Water.
What happens when you have water?
Flowing water, or just the.
Okay. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to fill you in.
Crystalline water.
It wasn't flowing water, but
It was a sign of water.
no.
No, it was actually water.
Per pound, 1/4
Dirt cut with water.
water. 1 pound of Mars surface dirt is 1/4 crystalline water.
Really?
Terrific.
There is more fucking water on Mars if you extrapolate the segments that we have
Right.
than on this planet.
Is that?
But it's
Yeah.
crystalline water, so it means nothing.
Oh, you're saying if you extrapolate? No, it means everything.
It means a lot.
That's what I'm waiting to hear.
You're
have
saying
to,
if you extrapolate
you have to
from
extrapolate from the samples that we have.
Okay.
Now, there may
This
be
could be the
surfaces
bottom of an
the
ocean
planet.
bed where it's going to be more
But
dense.
is crystalline water conducive to life at all?
We're not really looking for present life. It doesn't matter if there's living life on Mars. If there's evidence
It matters that there
was
could have
life,
been.
it matters better that there was. All we
Yeah.
need to do is find one dead bacteria. And it's fucking, that's it. We know.
That's the proof that we need to
Okay,
know
but
that life
but
as
what
we
does this
understand it
mean?
can
But what
exist
does this mean?
elsewhere.
I mean, the
To
crystal.
you, nothing. It means nothing to you. Apparently, not a thing to you, but
No,
to
but what I'm trying to get at is crystalline water. What is crystalline water?
frozen water. It's frozen
It's
water.
just frozen
It's
water.
just frozen in the dirt.
Well, there's no atmosphere.
Walk out into my yard
So-
right now, and there's a lot of frozen asphalt. Even though it was
Right.
warm today, there's still frozen. The
Right.
ground's still hard.
Right.
That's frozen water in dirt.
Okay.
Now on Mars, that's probably 80%, right? You step
Out here.
outside. But if you go to Mars and it's 25%, that's spectacular. You know what it is on the moon? Like zilch.
But there is none
Liquid.
liquid.
None.
Okay.
Well, the reason
perhaps
why that is
underground.
So we I don't know what the right word is. Postulate that there could have been life because of this crystalline water.
Yes.
and
Gotcha.
what we have is the reason why it is frozen is because there's no atmosphere in space. There's no atmosphere on Mars, and space is
It's not a strong atmosphere on
cold.
Mars.
There's a fucking cold, dangerous place.
But we know that there was water on Mars.
What crystalline
Gotcha.
water teaches us
Liquid
is
water.
that Mars.
It had rivers. We know that.
What crystalline teaches us at its core, crystalline water teaches us at the core, is that Mars had 2 out of the 3 known elements that create life. The proper amount of sunshine and warmth, because it's the proper amount of distance from the sun, and water. The only thing we're missing is a breathable gas,
Which it could have had at any
which it could
Yeah,
have.
one
Plus,
time.
like, what's a breathable gas? It doesn't need to be oxygen. Plants breathe carbon dioxide. A lot
Right.
of things breathe nitrogen.
Hydrogen.
So we have 2 out of 3 things that we need to create life. Now we look at the surface of the planet, And we can see remnants, and they're fading, but we can see remnants of riverbeds.
Yeah.
Which implies flowing water, which implies that at one point the atmosphere on Mars was strong enough to retain warmth.
It was warm, and that means that there was some kind of bioavailable gas.
So now we have
All
sun,
three elements.
water, breathable gas. We don't know that that means life, but we know that all the elements were there, that it's possible.
Right.
That kind of segregates us from this little fucking rock that we think we're so special on.
That is the deepest. Listener, I want to let you know that you might hear this Japan buying Jim Beam story from a million podcasts and radio shows, but none of them will take you to Mars. Like AirWreck Radio.
We were talking about Jim Beam. Oh yeah, buy a mannequin. All right, and I'm going to cut it right here. We seem to be having an awful lot of fun, Stacy, Bill, and I, talking about anything but the news, and that might have something to do with the level of alcohol imbibed, mainly by myself. So, we talked for about another 2.5 hours about everything under the sun. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to give you a special multi-part AirWreck Radio. This will be just phase 1 of your listening pleasure. We're going to come back in a few more hours, maybe a day or so, with some more brilliant, drunken, rambling podcasting. And I'm sure everyone will be happy to enjoy and love and share and spread the news to all their friends. While you're sharing and spreading the news about AirWreck Radio, you need to share and spread the news, and remember that AirWreck Radio and friends of the show are all going out January 24th, a Friday, to Nashville's Tavern on West Henrietta Road to see Revolution Theory live. So head on out, check us out, hang out with me and Stace, see the band, have a few drinks. I'm going to leave you with a new segment that me and Stacy like to call AirWreck Radio's Poetry Corner, and then I'll give you a little sassafras tea, and you can check out the further podcasting escapades on airwreckradio.com, rocpodcasts.com, iTunes, and Stitcher. And now, Poetry Corner.
Welcome to the AirWreck Radio Poetry Hour. And now for the poetic sounds of our very own Stacy.
Having a body is being ramen noodles. Your soul is bouillon. Time moves us forward with no direction at all. With no choice, follow. Sometimes I want to shoot myself. Couldn't be worse. I'm out of coffee.
Alright, now let's hear it from Corey.
Whether in the hills or by the docks, even if you listen from a box, you're bound to have a blast listening to our podcast. So tell your boss to suck our podcast. We welcome you on our trek through a show filled with dreck. We should be fine if we can get off the wine. Stay tuned for more AirWreck.
This was the AirWreck Radio Poetry Corner.
It's late in the afternoon, the sun rising high. There's nothing to do around here, and if there was, well, I wouldn't try. Taking my comforts, taking good care of me. Sitting down in my easy chair, taking a sip of my sassafras tea. them is something I can't even see. Well, I got the solution, how to deal with this insanity. Just sit down in my easy chair and take a big sip of my sassafras tea. Getting near evening, the sun going down. I guess I should shake a leg, climb in my car and roll downtown. Check out the city lights, all decked out in a tux and a tie. But I'm sitting in my easy chair, taking a sip of my sassafras tea. He got the willies and the worries on his mind, and the weight of the world putting pressure on his spine. Well, I got the solution, I know how to set him free. Set him down